exclusive Atlanta News First investigation into a story that has families fuming. Good evening, I'm Sean Gables.
And I'm Rick Folbaum. And parents know how competitive high school sports can be, right? But imagine your child gets benched, doesn't play, because the child who is playing isn't even supposed to be on the field.
I've complained, several other mothers have complained. Again, nothing has been done.
So that's what some Douglasville parents say is happening at Alexander High School.
They claim the coach is improperly recruiting kids who live outside the district. Tonight, they're speaking only to Atlanta News First investigator Rachel Polansky.
I enjoy going to the football games.
Kimberly Churchill's son has been playing football since he was old enough to walk.
He started off on the Pee Wee football team, playing rec, and then, when he got to high school, he started playing on the JV level and varsity level.
And as he entered junior year at Alexander High School, he had dreams of being a starter. But as the season unfolded, his mom says he was benched, replaced by kids he never saw in school before.
One kid is driving an hour to school and an hour from school each day.
After Churchill's son quit the team, she sent this complaint to the Georgia High School Association, or GHSA, which oversees extracurricular activities for nearly 500 public and private schools in Georgia, alleging that Coach Olten Downs was, quote, recruiting out-of-district players for his football team. And Churchill is not the only Douglasville parent making these claims.
I don't want the kids to be in trouble.
This mom, who did not want to be identified, fearing backlash because her son still plays for Alexander, admitted that she gave Coach Downs the okay to use her address for one of the recruits.
He said, well, I have a student that lives in Atlanta, and he wants to come out here to have a better life for himself and to play football. And I was wondering, if you would be okay allowing this kid to use your address. So I said, that's fine.
And you didn't know at the time that you weren't allowed to do that?
I did not.
Atlanta News First Investigates wanted to give Coach Downs the opportunity to talk about these parents' accusations, but he did not respond to our emails, so we stopped by an Alexander High School football game.
When did you start recruiting players that don't live in the district? Coach, when did you start recruiting players that don't live in the district? So are you denying it then? Coach, are all these players...
Come on, let's go, guys. Let's go, guys. Let's go.
While Coach Downs did not want to talk with us, a parent says his assistant coach spoke freely when he called her and asked if she'd provide her address for an incoming recruit. She recorded that call and shared it with us.
He needs to have the address. He can live with me. I have no problem with that. But if he has an address, he'll be able to go to that school. He'll be able to go to Alexandria.
And when the parent seemed to hesitate, the assistant coach said this.
I'm the type of person you scratch my back, I scratch your back.
Which she took to mean giving her son more playing time. Meanwhile, the GHSA defines recruiting or undue influence as, quote, the use of influence by any person connected directly or indirectly with a GHSA school to induce a student of any age to transfer from one school to another for athletic or literary competition purposes. GHSA also has the ability to impose penalties that could include fines, probations, suspensions, or forfeiture of games. It's something they did in 2020. When a longtime football powerhouse in southern Georgia, Valdosta High School, was hit with $7,500 in fines for improper recruiting, and 5 of their players were deemed ineligible. Atlanta News First uncovered that GHSA investigated 93 claims of recruiting or undue influence over the last 3 years, and only 23 of them resulted in disciplinary action. And while accusations are common,
that's what's showing from last year.
GHSA Executive Director Robin Hines says his staff rarely gets enough evidence to punish programs.
You can't really move forward if it's not going to pass legal muster. So if you have to, and it's a shame you have to look at it through those lenses, but if you can't support it in court, then you probably don't need to be moving forward.
Atlanta News First also learned that 13 employees make up the GHSA office, and only one of them is responsible for investigating misconduct.
Do you think that one compliance officer is enough to handle all of the complaints and allegations that come in from all of the schools across the state?
Yes.
You think it is?
Oh yeah. 99 out of 100 is usually by just disgruntled members of the communities that send those things in. Some of them may turn out to be true, but that's far and few between.
The executive director went on to say that when allegations are deemed credible, GHSA will send a letter of inquiry to the district and ask the school to conduct its own internal investigation. When we asked if a letter of inquiry had been sent to Alexander High School, GHSA said it does not comment on ongoing investigations.
I've complained, several other mothers have complained. Again, nothing has been done.
And so, with just 1 month left in the season,
Right is right, wrong is wrong.
Churchill believes that tactics like recruiting have taken the game out of the athletes' hands.
It's just a mess and it needs to stop.
In a statement to Atlanta News First, the Douglas County School District called the allegations about Coach Downs disturbing. They also said they did an internal investigation which found that some of the conversations with prospective athletic parents had been inappropriate, adding that there would be corrective action. But then they said that any disciplinary actions would remain confidential. Well, we believe that the community deserves to see those findings, and we will keep fighting for access to those records. Rachel Polansky, Atlanta News First.